Hello, skis. Good to see you all. This is your King Ginger. And welcome to Down Outlands. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time. Let's just jump in. Everyone introduce yourselves. And you know what? Tell me what your first class of the day is. You don't know, do you? You're all like, what?
I had to go to my list.
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast today. So, no.
Amulet and Savannah, you're in Beginner's Guide to Not Getting Hit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And Twig and Eric, you're in... I can't remember what the actual name of it is. Let me grab it here because...
to train your dragon.
No.
Oh.
Traversing the Mental Maze. So tell me something else about yourselves, since I ruined that for everybody.
Am I going first?
You're in the first
You
slot.
are in the first slot today.
Clockwise.
Banana sandwich. I'm just
It's
all
true.
over the place today. It is true. Hi, I'm Shannon. I am playing 11-year-old human artificer Charity Momart, who's now kind of a bug person, sort of. That's a weird story. How'd we get there? And also a really wonderful nimble named Savannah.
I'm Cassandra, new office. Who dis? I'm real excited about getting my poster. I have to get it on the wall yet. I am playing Amulet Sticky Fingers. She is a Kender barbarian, and she's really excited to do her best to try to see if she can audit one of the other classes that she's not totally trained for.
All right, and I am Nate, your D&D ringer, playing Twig, Swiftstrike, Otterkin, Rogue, Warlock. I'm not looking for a time turner. I do not need more classes.
It's fair.
I'm Warrior. I play Eric. He is a Oath of Redemption Paladin. He's an 80s cartoon hero. He's from Pasadena. And he's a guidance counselor. I also play Akko, who is a dead gnome.
Mm-hmm.
That which is dead, eternal lie. All right, so let's jump right in. I think let's start with... What are you giggling at?
Me?
Yep.
Shannon.
By giving you props for your poster.
Shannon was jumping in. It was really
Oh.
cute. DC Bombshell posters always sweet. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Got a couple downstairs too.
All right, so let's jump right in. So, as you all are well aware, you've moved to Liminal Space, and it's a big place. As you can see, there is The open house kind of lies in the top portion of things. Actually, let me make this bigger. And Amulet, you and Savannah, your first class is all the way down to the Hippodrome.
Oh
So
boy,
it's a little bit of a jaunt.
I hope we got decent walking time.
The other thing is, families have arrived and have started to, hey man, Shaggy and Super Spike on a Monday?
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Big things are afoot. It's a long walk for both of you, and you get to walk through the remains of the Heartless to get there. We'll figure out as well where your family settled, Amulet, but all the students are staying in the open house, regardless of families who may be living in the liminal space now. Anything you would like to do on your way?
Have a snack.
Got to stay hydrated. Got to stay full.
Is it sort of like the setup we had prior to lots of shenanigans where like stuff was out so I could like stuff my pockets?
It's more like living in a small town or even a small city. So there's like little vendors and things about.
I mean, I will definitely buy something along the way. Do we have something equivalent of mini donuts? This is what I need to know.
There's fried dough that's been dipped in fresh honey.
Yes, I need one of those to eat. And then whatever else on the way that's something I can pocket, I want to maybe a sausage roll. So some type of like sausage in a bun, maybe.
There's a oh man, now I can't think of the name of those. Kolaski, not Kolaski.
Kolachkis?
Kolachki.
Okay, I need 3 of those for my pocket.
Are you gonna steal them?
No, I'll buy them. I got money.
Okay, you got money?
I got money. I got a little money. I don't have a lot of money, but I got some money, and food's very important.
So the person, you see the little stand, you're kind of you've been a lot, like all of you have been kind of being orientated to in the open house. As you make your way on this kind of twisted, windy road towards the Hippodrome, you see it looks kind of like a minotaur, but it's more bovine in its features. And she is moving things from a kind of like a small non-permanent stone oven as she's just like quickly baking this stuff with extremely high heat. She looms over you. She's massive.
I know it's a she, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm very polite. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am. Excuse me.
Who?
Who?
Next.
Down here.
She looks down. She's like,
down here.
Oh, you are just precious. It's a teacup. She reaches down with her hand. She kind of pulls on your cheeks a little bit. She says, what can I do for you?
I need some food.
Oh, you need some food, do you? Well,
I'm starving.
do you happen to have coin for us to exchange?
I do.
Tell me more. What kind of coin do you have?
What kind of food do you have?
Well, I have stuffed breads, both sweet and savory. And then I have these very, very, very scrumptious pastries.
How much for one of each? One of everything.
For you?
I'm adorable.
You are very adorable. Are you with Savannah? Are you with her?
I'm gonna say probably. I'm gonna say probably like I don't think. God, Shaggy.
She would take that too. 2 fried
That'd be
chickens
really
and a
good.
Coke, dry white toast.
I think at some point, like Savannah left, like not with her,
Okay.
but is probably like has caught up with her, and is just kind of following quietly like a little puppy.
Okay.
She doesn't know what else to do. She's just this is new to her. This is very confusing.
I could see Amulet being like, "Let's go this way.
She'll kind of like
You're my new friend."
She says, "For you, a silver apiece."
Done.
Oh, perfect. She
I
said,
have
in
that.
fact, she reaches in to where she's been dipping the sweet pastries in like this honey glaze, and you see like bees like flying out of it. She reaches in and she snaps off, and she puts a piece of honeycomb, fresh honeycomb, on top of it.
Ooh, thank you.
Savannah very excitedly writes hives and holds up her sign.
Yes.
She looks at you kind of strangely, and she says, "I mean, yeah. I go to the hives now and get bees when it's yeah. Hello," and she reaches out her massive hand, her 3-fingered hand across to shake your hand.
She takes it and
She shakes your hand and she kind of smiles, and she says, "Do you want anything, dear?" She smiles and she says, "Maybe another time." So, do you want anything else from her?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna eat the one that's in honey. I'm gonna pocket the other 2.
Okay, you smash them in one of your billion pockets, and
That
you
is
two
so
continue.
gross.
Snacks for later.
That's so gross.
Road snacks.
It's so gross.
Well, I
Pocket
mean, my
tape saves lives.
pockets aren't dirty.
You need like a Ziploc bag of holding. That's just so gross.
I mean, if I had some paper, I could wrap it in the paper and then put
You
it in.
nasty.
Is that better? Is that better? If I wrap it in paper first?
Yes.
Okay.
We've
we'll wrap
learned
it in-
we've learned that pocket snacks are lifesavers in this
It's
game.
true.
Gotta be stocked up.
Anything you want to do on the way? Do you want to explore it all?
I mean, how much time do we have to class?
Oh, Savannah's gonna touch everything. Like she's like the kid that you take to Toys R Us that just has like everything that makes noise, everything that moves. Like if it's she has to feel like what is the consistency of this object? Is it squishy? Is it firm? How much pounds of pressure can it take before it like explodes? She needs to know. This is important.
Fair, and you guys have been pretty cloistered away here, so you make your way, and as you can see, there's just little bits of civilization all the way through, but you do get to the remains of the Heartless. Savannah, you've never seen this when it was all when it's all together. You were always on the inside of the ship in your father's workshop. For Amulet, you're looking at the remains. It's how does that strike you? Is there any type of
I mean, a lot happened real fast. It's a little sad because it reminds me of like the people that are gone. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to move on fast. I would try to like hurry Savannah along a little bit because I don't want to stick around.
Savannah actually kind of stops and just stares at it for like a very long while, like I think when you try to leave, like she doesn't want to move right away, so she takes some tugging before she gets going.
You can see some of the drawing from the chalk of where the door it was. And you know you still have Father's keys.
I do. Does it look like there might be a way that I could try to maybe redraw some of that and try to make it work?
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Oh. Why, yes, I will, good sir. And I will probably fail, because let's be honest, it's me. Nat 20!
Nice.
Oh!
You definitely know you can, and you actually kind of peek within the hole into some of the ship, and you see a piece of chalk that must have fallen out.
I'm going to take that. I don't think we have time right this second, because she does want to go to class. Learning something is important. She doesn't understand these people, but she's going to come back.
Makes total sense to me. You make your way on, you cross the bridge. When you cross the bridge, you look down where the land is separated, and there's nothing there. It is literally black nothingness. The outer sky of liminal space is like the lighting, the sun itself is just this green glow in the form of a sphere, and you can see through it just a little bit. And inside, it's just all of these moving wheels, parts, and like a citadel of moving parts up there. And you can see the outline of the Shadoo moving around throughout it. You know, as you all were informed in kind of your orientation, that the Shadoo's celestial seat basically blinds creatures in the blind eternities from seeing you on the other side in the space between, in liminal space. But when you look down, it's this ever-shifting blackness in different tints, where sometimes it's a little lighter, and you can see things moving in the blind eternities, but they currently can't see you. You crossed the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did they tell us what would happen if we fell in?
They don't know, and they don't want to find out.
Okay.
Jeez.
They're not even willing to like have someone that's a flyer go down there, because they're not sure how far this liminal space goes and what, if anything, is down there. Because the land you're on actually goes down. So you're on a huge chunk.
Shaggy's reading my mind. I was actually contemplating dropping a piece of pastry down there and seeing what would happen.
You guys have rocks have been dropped already, and
Okay.
there's no sound.
Okay, good.
You make your way to the Hippodrome finally. It's this very ornate ivory and green building. It's like an arena with a large tower on it, and then there's a secondary tower, which is less ornate and more functional. And you are directed towards the less ornate tower. There you see the other students in this class. They're all kind of sitting around waiting for your instructor. You guys haven't had a lot of time to meet everyone. In fact, you haven't even got your room assignments yet. But you do know at least one of these people. Actually, Amulet, you'd know two of them. You met Rosalie Strongbrew for Melis for a very short amount of time back in Sigil, when her mother came to the locksmiths and helped stabilize your friends who were chronally ill.
Oh.
She's a half orc, and you know her mother is an instructor, as is her father, here at the Reflections Academy. You also both know Son of Ungal, the very young Rox boy, who is already walking around wide-eyed looking at all the weapons and like looks like he wants to grab them, but he's like, I should not touch these. There is a Tabaxi. Tabaxi boy, he's very tall and lean and kind of slinky. He's got a pair of goggles on his head that look like they're homemade. He's wearing a jacket that only has one sleeve. He's got red pants on. His tail is out, just wagging back and forth slowly. And he seems to be also inquisitively looking around at everything in this open tower that goes up like a spiral staircase that goes around the outside of the walls. There is a... lost my place. There she is. There is a small halfling girl. Looks like she's in her teens. And she has pulled the knife off and she's picking her fingernails with it. And she's also got a sword in her other hand and she's like admiring her face in it. And then after she's kind of done, she starts juggling them. We also have a human who, Amulet, you also know this human. This is one of the humans that you say, this is one of the people, the children that you saved in Sigil from Black Peter.
Oh.
And he's kind of in the corner just staring, and he goes, "Oh, hey, I know you.
How's it going?"
He kind of looks around and he goes, "I want to go home."
Did you talk to one of the instructors?
They can't send me back to Earth.
Why not?
They don't know where it is.
That could be a problem.
Yeah, this is weird. Anyway, whatever. You know what? Whatever.
You know what I do when I'm somewhere I've never been before?
He kind of looks around, he looks at it, he goes, "No."
I find something to eat and I find a new friend. And I give him a piece of my pastry.
He kind of looks at it and goes, "There's not like toads or anything in this, is there?"
I don't eat toads.
I've eaten some weird stuff since I've been stuck wherever here is.
This is real good, trust me. I actually paid for this one.
He laughs a little bit and he just goes, "Okay." And he starts to eat it and he goes, "This is pretty good. Like, can you show me where you got this?"
Yeah, when we leave, it's over the bridge and in the town. We'll walk by it.
Oh, okay. And last but not least, there is a very kind of classically Frazetta outfitted hobgoblin female. Her outfit is all leather and bone, and she's kind of going through and kind of knocking weapons around, just kind of huffing and laughing at them like weak, soft, unimpressed by everything.
She's doing that, and like in the background, you just see like the Tabaxi walk by, And Savannah is just like following the tabaxi, watching his tail.
He like looks over his shoulder
She immediately
and he pulls down his homemade goggles and kind of leans down to look at you. And he kind of pulls him back up and then turns halfway so his tail swishes in front of you.
Pretty sure she froze.
Oh, I thought she was just making
Oh, I thought that was so cute.
It
Yeah,
froze
it was
for a while.
I thought you were making that face for that long. Like,
No, but
I'm
she probably was, so that's hilarious. No, my internet like dropped for a hot second, but she literally is just like trying not to pay attention. She's trying to be inconspicuous and doing a terrible job.
He stops and he kind of goes, I don't think we've met. My name's Ink. And he puts his paw out to you.
She takes his paw.
It's super soft, but his pads are rough and his
Beans.
nails are sharp.
Beans.
Yeah. He says, you don't look like you're from around here either.
She points back in the direction of the remains of the ship, like that way.
He kind of looks like he doesn't understand. He goes, I don't know where Storm Song is in directions from where we are right now. So I would say I'm from, he points like 2 different directions completely. Do you have a name?
She like hurriedly erases and then writes her name and shows the sign.
He says, cool. Okay. Well, nice to meet you. I'm going to go over there, I guess. You want to sit down or something?
She just like plunks, like still holding the thumbs up, just awkwardly like plunks on the ground and just stares at him.
Works for me. And he sits cross-legged and plumps to the ground beside you. So this gets kind of, it's like goes on for a while, and eventually a ladron enters the room and snaps their fingers, and all the weapons that have been displaced move back to where they were supposed to be. And they say right off the bat, rule number 1 is do not touch my things without permission. Rules are hard. And in this particular place, in my hippodrome, you will learn about rules. Do we understand each other, children? Excellent. I am your instructor. My name is Loki. When I choose, I will appear to you as I do today. And if I choose to wear a different skin, I will wear a different skin tomorrow. That is my prerogative. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. There are not 2 of me. I am not a brother and sister, 2 brothers, 3 sisters. I am just me. I just simply decide who I'm going to be that day. You
Savannah-
are here. Oh,
Savannah hearing that kind of like looks over at Amulet and goes like like very confused.
I'll explain later.
Loki says this is practical agility, a beginner's guide to not getting hit. The best way to survive combat is to never be hit. So we're going to find out very quickly if you understand the concept or not. They snap their fingers again, and and all of a sudden I can't talk. And daggers come hurtling off the wall at all of you. Roll initiative.
Score.
Yo.
Why listen to talking when you could do things?
Yeah. 18.
13.
You all react very quickly. Could someone track initiative for us in the chat?
I feel like Nate looks like he's on it.
Maybe if you tell me those initiatives again.
Our animated daggers are going in 12.
I'm a 13.
The other NPCs are going in 12. So the daggers will go first, then the other NPCs.
I think Savannah was an 18, right?
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
Oh, warrior.
All right. So Savannah, you move with almost preternatural speed. What would you like to do?
Honestly, she's probably going to like take this opportunity to try and shield people closest to her. Because like, I mean, the worst that happens is she has a leak which can be repaired.
So sitting to your left is Runny, or Ink, excuse me. Full name Runny Ink, but Ink is sitting to one side of you. The other side is Amulet, and beside her is the mopey human boy.
Mopey human boy looks very squishy.
And mopey human boy is moving slower than you are.
Yes.
Well, so is Tabaxi boy.
Okay. Oh, but Tabaxi boy is nice.
I'm sitting next to people, so don't worry about it.
That's true. Okay. She's going to shield Tabaxi boy.
Okay. You're gonna use your action to shield him. What are you doing to do that?
Kind of like doing this. She's going to go from sitting to just doing this like super elegant, like roll, like somersault, like land, kind of like Captain Marvel, like stick the superhero landing.
It's fair.
She's got skills.
What, as far as to block those, what are you utilizing?
Probably her arm. Try to like put her arm.
You can make me either a regular dex or you can make me an acrobatics.
I'm gonna probably do acrobatics.
All right, do so, please.
Jesus Christ! I just sent that dice halfway across.
Yeet!
Yeet! It's not even like yeeting time. Let's try that again, boys and girls. That is a crit fumble.
You go through to grab this elaborate kind of tumble up, and your hand goes out to grab the first dagger, and it literally goes between your fingers.
Oh no.
Ayla, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to jump to my feet and use my hoopak to bat any away in front of the sad boy next to me and myself if I can.
All right. Make me either acrobatics or dexterity.
Oh, I think those are the same. They're the same. So, 19 though.
You're able to spin your hoopak and redirect 2 daggers. As for the other students, with your miss, Charity,
Savannah.
or Savannah, sorry, Savannah, Ink gets hit and tumbles backwards. You give Amulet, you give Erland a chance to reach back behind him, and he reaches for a handle, and he pulls out a weird, very ornate-looking club. You remember him calling it a baseball bat previously? But as he goes to grab it, a orange tinged red hand grabs it first. And so he comes up with nothing, and he just manages, because of your redirection, to dodge his dagger. The person who took his weapon is the hobgoblin, and she uses it to absorb the dagger right into it. You look around the room, and the small halfling is just tumbling around the room and actually pushes Son of Ungal in front of her, and he eats a dagger.
Literally.
And the half orc girl, you see her kind of going backwards, like so shocked and feared, and starts casting spells. What are you gonna do, Charity? Ink just got hit.
Savannah.
Savannah, gosh dang it!
I should put like Savannah first in my name and not Charity.
Ah!
Charity ain't here.
I think I said this over the weekend on prep school. That sounds together like a full-blown stripper name.
Charity Savannah.
Please welcome Charity Savannah to the stage.
Yeah. Only hundreds. Remember, there is no sex in the champagne room. What the hell is wrong with me today? Okay. She's got to make sure that the tabaxi's okay. Like, that's her first concern.
Okay. You gonna do like a medicine check?
She more is she just kind of wants to like glance, like what she would use for her movement, just to like take a look and see if he's okay.
Make me a perception check.
Okay. That's an 18.
He's been stabbed with a knife.
Yes. Does he look like he's in pain?
Yes.
Okay.
He has had
You never know.
Hurled a dagger hurled directly into his lower chest.
Listen, it would not have phased father. So to her,
No.
she does not know. So this reaction is
He just
very
goes,
concerning.
"Oh, I've been stabbed." Not cool. Not cool at all.
She's gonna use her action to just reach out and pull the dagger.
Oh, you reach down. Okay, make me a medicine check at disadvantage.
Oh God. Okay. I rolled a 3 both times.
He looks at you and you pull out and he goes, "Ow! What are you doing?"
She puts it back.
Oh! As you do that, a dagger clings into you.
That's fine.
She
She was fine. I created the leak. I will plug the leak. Why is this being leaky?
You take
It's logical.
You take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Amulet, what are you doing?
Are there more daggers coming at us? Or
Yes,
just,
they're moving and swirling around the room and attacking from different angles.
are they coming from a particular spot in general?
No, they're all around you. They're actually flying and moving. There are animated daggers. You can thank Matt Lind for this.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Matt. I have 2 attacks. Is there a chance?
And the chat was definitely in on this.
Oh, thanks, chat. Just kidding. I have 2 attacks. Can I, by chance, do one as an attack and do one? I would like to see if I can grab Erlin's club and toss it to him, and then block another attack.
You're gonna try to take it away from Krellis?
It's not theirs. It's Erlin's.
She is a lot bigger than you.
How much bigger?
In your current form, a lot bigger.
Because if I don't... Can I? Okay. Can I block 2 more, but can I redirect one of them to their direction as like a hey? I don't want to hit them. I want to like whiz by them.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, you're
Make 2 acrobatics checks.
okay. One's an 18. One's an 8.
Which action did you want to do first?
I want to try to send the first one towards their direction. And
So
then
a dagger comes flying at a high angle, and you hook it with the top of your hoop hack. You spin on your heel, like your feet together, and you launch it at Krellis. Krellis is...
I don't want to hit him. I just want to like...
It whizzes by. She leans backwards and sticks the bat up and catches this dagger in the bat as well. And looks over you and smiles a big, sharp-toothy grin and winks at you. While you're...
Krellis?
Yeah, while you're looking back incredulously, you get stabbed with a dagger.
Figured. That's fine.
For 6 points of damage.
Okay.
We both get stabbed. We're like, it's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Hey, we're used to this. I mean, I'm used to this by now. I've been in many fights already before I even really went to school, so.
True. The halfling girl is just like bouncing around the room, dodging daggers to the point where 3 of them go into the wall, and she literally just steps up them to grab a shield off the wall. You see Son of Ungal now is kind of got their footing, and they pick up a chair and they use it like a shield, and they're running at the daggers, absorbing them into the chair. At the same time, you do notice that they're going through and he's getting cut on his little arm. But it doesn't seem to really bother him because he's harder than a coffin nail.
Parkour! Extreme!
The half orc, Rosalie the half orc, she blinks out. She casts a spell and you can't see her. And Erland is gotten stabbed in the shoulder and in the leg.
2? How do you get 2?
Because they're flying all over the place.
Oh, I thought it was 1 per person.
Oh, no. You're back up, Savannah.
Okay. Where did she see where these daggers came from? Like,
They're just like swirling around the room.
Okay, screw this. She's gonna try to like knock some of them away. Like she pulls out her rapier and she's just gonna try and like deflect them and actually use her skills because she does not understand why the strange fuzzy being had a problem with her plugging the leak. It made sense. It was the logical move. Beings with fluid are very complicated. So yeah, she's gonna try and use her rapier.
Okay. Make me an acrobatics, but you can use your weapon skill if it's higher.
Yes.
Chad is on fire tonight.
Chad is super on fire tonight. That's an 18 plus with the rapier melee weapon attack. That's a plus 10 to hit.
Okay, so
So
you literally do a swirly move and you catch like 3 to 4 daggers and you throw them into the ground, the wooden ground or floorboards, and you're standing kind of in that repose above Ink, and he like looks up and he's like, "You still stabbed me." I kind of need a medic now. Could you not pose and just help? And he gets stabbed in the foot by another dagger.
She's not gonna do anything. She's gonna look over at the teacher, and with her rapier, just like
You look over and Loki is like sitting with one leg over the other and sitting on nothing, and just they're observing this whole situation, just taking it all in.
she kind of like points.
They just kind of gesture at you as if. Amulet, you're up next.
Amulet's gonna go, that was sweet, and she's gonna try to do it too.
All right, you can use your weapon score or your acrobatics.
Do you want my 2 attacks to be 1 attack, or do you?
No, you can do both.
Score. Ooh, hey, that's not so bad. Hey, one's a 17 and one's a dirty 20.
Oh, you start to again spin your hoop hack around, and the daggers start to kind of figure that out, and they shoot around it. So instead, you use it almost like a plant base, and you plant it on a dagger, and then flip over and just land on 2 daggers, pounding them directly into the floorboard. Just kind of like, what's up?
What's up? I look at Savannah and be like, I did.
So you look over, kind of everything's going around. Erlen is now up, and he has mimicked what Ungal is doing. Krellis is got Erlen's bat full of daggers, almost like a butterfly net for daggers. It's called a baseball bat. It's a butterfly net for daggers. Rosalie still has not reappeared, and now the small halfling has used the shield to slide down those knives in the wall and lands directly in front of the teacher, Loki, and a knife flies directly at her, and she ducks, and the knife goes right at Loki, who stops it with one finger. And says, exercise complete.
She and I need to be friends. That was sweet.
Loki stands up and looks down at the halfling and says, top marks for the day. And she kind of smiles up and looks at the rest of you and just kind of like, get used to this. Loki then pulls a little item out of a pocket and rings this tiny little bell. And a bunch of kobolds come in and are moving the students who are injured to like an area where they provide healing. Loki says, sit down.
Womp.
This was not an abject failure, but it was disappointing. Some of you I know have been through... Chat is killing it. Some of you I know have been through very difficult moments. I am here to make those moments much easier in the future, because everything that comes after today will be more difficult. Those who are not sitting with us right now have a lot to overcome if they're going to be able to remain in this class. Those of you who are sitting need to think whether or not being able to stand in the face of such adversity is something that you can do or want to do. Basona, you will be the class lead until I decide you have lost that privilege. To the rest of you,
Basona?
Basona.
Okay.
She says, I relieve you to the assigned exercises. And she points to a book, or they point to a book over there that's kind of open. The halfling girl walks over and she says, waits for Loki to leave and says, just so you all know, my name is Basona Bumblecup. You can call me Ms. Bumblecup or Ms. Basona, or just call me A number 1, because that's what I'm going to be this entire time. So it's just a competition for who's number 2 in this class. Sorry. So she directs you and you gather together weapons and they walk you through a bunch of she walks you through a bunch of exercises, making sure to go quickly so it's hard for you to keep up. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, Twig and Eric, you find that you're both in the same class together. You're both in
traversing the maze, the mental maze.
Yes, I'm looking for it where I can remember where it is. You're in the Omniversarium, excuse me. So you didn't really have to leave very far from the open house. In fact, like right over.
Yeah,
it's a massive building. And it is chock full of a lot of interesting books and items. They're smaller lecture halls. Like this is like proper like school type building. Upon going in, you come into a large hall with a presenting area in the middle. And in the middle of this room is a half-elf woman dressed in multicolored robes. You do as well see some of the other kids. Twig, you recognize Tika, but she's grown up a little bit. She looks like she's maybe like 11 or 12, so she's way bigger than almost everybody. You see a tiny girl that looks kind of like a goblin, but not quite. Like a lot softer features, sharper ears. Who's dressed in like a bluish gi. You see a Warforged, a tiny Warforged, like kid size, wearing jorts and a lumberjack shirt, carrying a lumberjack axe. You see, oh, go ahead. No, it's not. It's not. This is Mitch's character, and it is maybe my favorite NPC. It is, which is frightening. You also see a elven-looking boy who has a third eye in the center of his head. And you see a dwarf who flies in right behind you on a flying broom and plops down. He has a kind of a mix between a piratey hat and a wizard, like classic wizard hat. And he takes off in a flourish, pulls down his straggly beginning of a beard, and bows to the teacher and says, "Aragorn, at your service. I know I probably don't need this class, but I'm here anyway. I'm here to," and she just holds her finger up and his lips disappear. And she says, "You in the back. Let's all make our way." She looks at you, Eric, and says, looks around and says, Is this a joke?
What? No, I'm here to better myself as an adult. It's a valid form of learning that I feel like more cultures should take advantage of. We met earlier in the teacher's lounge. I told you I was going to be here. It wasn't a joke.
She looks you up and down and she says, all right, that's interesting.
Thank you.
You, I know you. And she points out at you, Twig. It's a pleasure to see you again.
You too.
I will be all of you young people. She again looks at Eric like side-eyed.
Young.
Your instructor on guiding yourselves and others through the labyrinth that is our mind. All of the potentialities that dwell there, all of the positives, but yet also all of the pitfalls.
Like the Minotaurs?
While we don't have proverbial minotaurs in our mind, young Mr. Swiftstrike, we do, though, have metaphorical minotaurs in our mind. They are just as dangerous. If we are not careful, if we don't pay attention to these minotaurs, they can cause us as much injury and damage as any spell or blow struck by an enemy. So for our first exercise today, I think it would be a wonderful idea for us to take a field trip. So I would like for all of you to sit down. Apparently sitting down is the theme of tonight. Might be the name of the episode, Sit Down. Sit down and don't get stabbed. Oh, that's the name. This feels like a mixed Minotaur. I would like you all to sit down and close your eyes and breathe deeply and count back from 10. Make me a perception check, Twig.
All right, I'm not at disadvantage, so that's always nice. That is 18.
You can hear Tika not struggling with it, but you can very deliberately 10. Listening to other people, 9. Making her pathway through it. You don't really know anybody else in the class, so it's a little bit disconcerting. There is an odd smell coming from all around you now. And you feel yourselves literally fall out of your bodies. Your eyes open up and you're in another plane. And Cassandra says, don't panic. I've simply moved us to the ethereal. In this plane, our thoughts, our dreams, our ideas are the reality. We're here to learn about what makes us us, what makes you you, and how you can best control that. So since Mr. Montgomery, you're our, she kind of smiles, a wry grin, elder statesman in this class.
Literally, elder statesman.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know. I used to be scared that I wouldn't make it back to Pasadena, but I don't really think I'm scared of that anymore.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 28.
you're talking and you're kind of walking through your thought process, and behind Cassandra, coming out of the fog of the ethereal, is Presto's form, but he's all cracked and crunched, and his face is in a grimace, and he's reaching out to you as he drags a broken leg behind him. And you kind of take a second, and you recenter yourself, and it just forms into mist and goes away.
Nice try, ethereal plane. You have to be quicker
When
than
you-
that.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, he's like, nice try, ethereal plane. You'll have to be quicker than that to get one over on Eric Montgomery.
She says, good. Mr. Montgomery, what did you see? Don't have to be detail-oriented. Just let the class know what came of that.
Well, I saw my dead friend, crumpled and injured and broken, reaching out toward me, and I thought, I don't want to look at that anymore. And so I didn't, and it poofed away. It's that easy.
Did you find an idea or a mantra or a focus that helped you to eliminate that thought?
Yeah, I did actually. Presto failed his spells a lot of times to great comedic effect, and so I just thought of him turning like a giant into a chicken. It's pretty funny. We all learned something that day.
You hear some giggling from some of the younger students when you say that. And she says, excellent. This is what I was looking for. Your very seasoned approach can be a area for the others to draw strength from in this exercise.
Sure.
Mr. Swift Strike.
Yep.
What are you afraid of?
Losing my friends.
When you say that, you can see, I also want you to make a wisdom saving throw. You can see the Heartless breaking apart and all these people you know falling to their deaths. The ship is being destroyed by a dragon. Like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. Ballista bolts going through it.
All right. Well, since I get a +4 to my save from Paladin Goodness, that is, let's see, 16, 19.
You were a little shook at first. You're kind of like, I've seen this, like the ballista bolts going through the ship and the dragon, and it takes you a second, and then the ship falls apart, and you're seeing these people just plummet. You're seeing Amulet plummet again. You're seeing, all of Akko's there. And you're like, Akko's dead. You're seeing Charity. You're seeing all the crew of the Heartless. You're seeing your parents, which is real disconcerting because they've just moved to Liminal Space. It's a lot, but you've been through a lot, and you kind of just bring yourself back to a center point and set aside that fear. She says, how did you handle your fear, Mr. Swift Strike?
Well, it's like Akko always said. I can lift that giant baby. Easy.
Tika just looks at you and just glares. Make me a perception check.
That's 18.
You can hear her mutter under her breath, "You are not soft dog man."
You are.
So Cassandra says, we're going to practice this now with the rest of you. One thing you guys both notice is there's a lot of the underclassmen in this class. So like the 12 and under crew. Well, actually like 10 and under. Like Tika's in that area. The small goblinish girl is. There is a tiefling in this class. The elf, you don't know how old that elf is, even though they look like they're about 8. You don't know how long the Warforged is because they're Warforged. The only one who can tell is definitely an upperclassman is the dwarf. So Cassandra kind of pulls you to a side as the rest of them are kind of looking around and says, I'm going to have you help each one of them. I'm counting on your experience and strength to guide them through their weaknesses. Who would you like to help first?
Let's start with Tika.
So Twig goes over to Tika. Yes, the dwarf does have their mouth back. Thank you for asking. She says, Mr. Montgomery, who would you like to assist?
He sort of looks over at the lumberjack warforged and he's like, "Want that one?"
Excellent. So, Twig, you go over to Tika, and she's kind of got her arms tightly crossed, and she's just looking at you with not disdain, but with contempt.
Hey, how's it going?
She just looks at you and says, you are not him. You are smaller him.
Yeah, he's real big. That's okay.
You say okay. What does teacher want you to do? What makes this end fastest?
Gotta overcome your fears.
I am Tika. I have no fears.
I mean, you're giant, but everybody's got fears.
She kind of sighs for a second. I am afraid that I will grow so angry that I will destroy all of you. I will grind your bones to make my stew. This is the way.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a very tasty stew.
Do you mock me?
No.
Are you mocking me? She begins to get angrier and angrier and angrier. Twig, how are you going to calm her down? She's actually getting bigger.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Her face turning bright red, veins popping out. You can see the swirling mist around her from the ethereal forming armor and weapons.
That is a great question.
You could try to intimidate her. You could persuade. You could entertain. You could try to lift her.
That might just make her angrier. Just got to remember what Akko said. Easy.
Are you trying to persuade then? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to persuade her.
Make me a persuasion check. And do so with advantage.
Okay. And since I am an Otterkin, the little race thing gives me an endearment die on persuasion checks. So that's a D4.
I love it. Yes, this is amazing. This is the first time you've got to use this endearment die.
Yes. Oh, you said advantage, right?
Yes, I did.
That's good because I rolled a 1 on that one.
Oh, that would have been real bad.
Let's see. That's 3. Oh, I rolled a 4 on the D4. So that is dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. You say that, and you look down and you realize you actually look like Akko when you're saying this. She stops, and you can see one tear coming out of her face, and she hugs you very tight. And she whispers into your ear. She says, "You go away. We sick. We're all sick. Get old. Terrible. Who going to carry? Now Tika has to carry everyone."
And I'll just hug her back. You don't have to carry everybody. We can share the burden.
She kind of plops down. She uses your shirt to wipe her one tear away. And she says, "Tika is sorry. Twig is friend." And then she looks at you with like this very, very sincere look. And she says, "No one tell me, where Akko? Where Akko go?" So meanwhile, back over with Eric Montgomery. Eric, you walk up to this Warforged in jorts and a lumberjack shirt, like a flannel. He's got a lumberjack axe, and he's kind of looking around, and he says, "Oh, hello."
Hey there. I'm Eric. What's your name?
"Oh, my name is Joshua, but I suppose you can call me Josh. Most of the people do. Some people call me Biggs because my last name is Bigsby. Joshua Bigsby. That's my name."
Okay. Well, Biggs. I'm Eric. I might be your counselor.
Hello.
And if I am, I'm sorry I haven't set an initial appointment with you yet. The scheduling rooms have been offline all week. But right now, I thought I would come over here, see if I can't help you out with this little exercise we're doing here. We're facing our fears, so that's fun.
I mean, what kind of fears does a little boy like myself have? I'm just a normal kid.
Sure.
I mean, I get afraid of like what's under the bed and the closet. I get afraid sometimes that I'll disappoint my parents because, their mom and dad are awesome. Honestly, from one dude to another, I don't even know why I'm here. I mean, I kind of feel like maybe it's because I am real good with my axe and I chop down trees like nobody's business, but I don't really get it. Like, some people here are like wizards.
Sure.
I'm
What
just
are
a
you?
kid. I'm a kid.
You're a kid?
Yeah, I mean, like I
Right.
said, real good at chopping down trees.
Like chopping
I
up.
help my dad's lumberjack business, but
Okay.
like I'm not anything special, so I don't know
That sounds-
why I'm here.
That sounds pretty special. You got a nice shirt. You have a cool axe.
Right? Have you ever felt this? This is real wool.
I'm
It's not even.
actually-
It doesn't even itch
yeah.
my skin anymore.
I'm technically not allowed to touch the students. So,
Look at these
but-
beautiful boys.
the axe.
Also,
is
have you
cool.
seen my shorts? I've got
I
pockets
saw.
for days.
A lot of pockets. That's also very cool. Do you have anything cool in your pockets?
Yeah, I mean, I can put a lot of stuff in these pockets.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay.
I mean-
It sounds like you got a lot going for you. Honestly, most
Yeah,
kids.
life's pretty great. I mean,
Yeah.
Mom cooks sausage and cheesy pasta like twice a week. It's my favorite.
Sounds like a good life. My parents never did that for me. It was all microwaves and my own key to the front door. But
What kind of parents did you have?
California Republicans. Yeah, they suck.
I don't know. Is that like? Are they wizards?
No, they were lawyers. But hey,
I
they're
don't
probably
even
dead.
know what.
So
I don't know what any of these words mean. I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
I'm
Nope.
just a kid.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm
cool.
just
Hey,
a human child. Why would you throw these big words at me?
I'm sorry. I aged 10 years over the past week, and my vocabulary, it's hard to tone it back down. So
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
Mhm.
you were, first of all, you're like way older than me, which is
yeah,
a little creepy. Like, you're old enough to be my father, probably.
probably.
But there's the name of the episode, Eric, a human child. Eric, I'm a human child.
Mhm.
You're old enough to be like dad,
Mhm.
and yet like you're hanging out with a bunch of kids, which is a
Well-
little sus. But
Well, actually, I'm auditing the coursework for professional purposes, so it's not that weird. I'm more like vice teacher, honestly. I help students like you figure out your way around here.
he looks over at the Cassandra, the teacher, and she just goes, just nods her head like no.
She has
he
ego.
looks. He goes,
She has ego
okay,
problems. It's fine.
okay.
But
Let's
yeah.
do. Okay, Eric, right?
Eric, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm good. Let's do this thing.
Okay. Well, why don't you look over there? And he sort of points just generally to a spot in the hazy, gray dreamland. He's like,
He looks over.
something's probably going to come out of there that might spook you a little bit. And all you need to do is think of something that put your mind on something happier. Helps you not focus on that.
About 4 minutes go by, and he's just kind of going. And he looks at you and he goes, "Nothing's happening."
Okay,
Like
well,
this-
that's disappointing.
Are you doing this right? Like you're a teacher. Like you said,
No,
you were a
yeah.
teacher.
I'm
You said you're like co-teacher. She didn't
I'm-
say that, but you said that.
I'm delivering the material that I was given. If the materials are, deficient, broken, you get broken. That's on her. So just a second, I'll go work this out.
He
It'll
just
be
kind of
like-
looks at you like, what?
Xenda.
Oh God, Super Spike killing it.
Xenda.
She goes, "Yes, Mr. Montgomery."
See, Mr. Montgomery, you wouldn't call me that if I wasn't a teacher.
No, if you'll notice, I refer to everybody as Mr. or Ms.
You're really
It's
harsh about that here.
It's respectful.
Okay. Well, Josh here, Biggs, is not seeing any spooky stuff coming out of the ethereal soup. So I was just wondering if you had some pointers on how we could get his inner demons to come out and play.
You're a very you're true. What that's a good question. Rainbow Gaming Collective, what would be the best term for that?
Like specifically in honorifics?
And an honorific, yes. That's a great point.
Probably mix. So like MX.
Perfect. That just let's retcon that was in there as well.
I was just trying to be funny, but
No, it's a good point though.
awesome.
Because I immediately was like, I don't know the honorific for in that terms. So hey, learn something new every day. Perfect.
There you go.
Cassandra says he's Canadian Warforged, so that's why he's wearing denim and he's extremely polite.
Sure.
She says, "What do you see that's wrong about this picture, Mr. Montgomery?"
Well, Biggs here thinks that he's a human child. And I don't know.
Does that strike you as odd?
A little bit.
Could that be a source of his fear?
It could be, but he seems pretty genuinely unaware.
Then I'm going to leave this to your prodigious skills.
Great.
Is
Okay.
this a subject that you should be broaching with him, or should you be lauding the success of not having a fear that they feel the need to conquer at the moment? You can tell me later how you felt it went.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll go back over to Biggs. Yeah.
He's like
tall is
practice. He's like 4.5 feet tall.
Okay.
He's a little broad-shouldered little Warforged person.
Mhm. So hey, teacher wasn't a big help, if I'm being honest here. She's I think threatened.
He's like fake swinging at fake trees, and he kind of looks and he goes, "Huh, okay, sure."
Where'd you get that cool costume?
These are my clothes. It's not a costume. It's like
Oh,
I
you
wear
said
these every day. These are like the
Sure.
same clothes I get from like I wear like the same
Sure.
clothes as my dad.
Sure.
Where
Yeah,
did you
maybe.
get your costume?
Well, it was made for me by Royal Smithies and Tailors. It's actually a very expensive garment. So.
He stops and he goes.
I was a king before I
You-
was a school counselor.
Sure. You you know Smithies? Like have you
Oh,
done
yeah.
smithing?
No, I had people to do that for me. I delegated to Smithies.
Oh. So you're like a I don't get my hands dirty type of guy.
I'm gonna get my hands dirty.
Have you
I just-
swung an axe before, Eric?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
proficient
okay.
with it.
Well, I mean, like, okay, that's
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
If
never
there were
mind.
trees here, I'd show you. But hey,
I think if there were trees here, I would show you.
okay. Okay,
I'm real good at cutting down trees.
Let's play a game. Let's do an exercise to see if we can't. Maybe it's just we're just cold. We need to warm up a little bit before the spooky stuff will happen.
Oh, like before I cut down trees, so like I stretch.
Yeah, you could
You
stretch,
start
but
stretching your shoulders.
let's do a specific exercise.
Oh, I
here.
didn't bring any
So-
gloves. I don't want to callus up my hands any more than they already
Okay,
are.
well, you know what? That's fine. While we're on that subject, let's do a thought exercise. So first, what I want you to do is take a look at your hand. All right,
Yeah,
look at your hand. You see your hand?
Yeah.
Tell me what it looks like to you.
it looks like a hand.
Okay, but be more specific, like colors, textures, materials.
Oh,
all
like
that good stuff.
here, here's my palm,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and these are my fingers.
Okay.
I mean, I know they're a little different, but like
Sure.
mom and dad are different. So, like, mom's real, she's real tall, and dad's like super short.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, different's okay. Like, all the
Oh,
kids
yeah.
in the class are different. That kid's got horns.
Totally. Yeah. And so does now he'll hold up his hand. So I'm a human too, right? So does
Yeah.
your hand?
Like I said, we're
Look-
both humans. I'm a human boy.
Right.
You're like a weird human
Mhm.
adult male in
Sure.
a
So
class full of children.
yes, as an authority figure and instructor in a fully professional.
Okay, yeah,
Man.
you're pretty.
Okay.
You're like you're an adult.
Right.
Like I said,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
like
an
as
adult.
old as my dad.
Yeah, I'm older than your dad. I'm like 47. I just look
You're
really
so
young.
old.
I know. So, does your hand look different to you than my hand?
But yeah, because your hand's your hand and my hand's my hand.
Sure, but like,
That's a silly question. Like,
in
are you
others-
trying to trick me?
sure. Well, let's do this. So let's just we'll do sounds, right? So I'll tap on my hand, be like this is what it sounds like when you tap on a human hand, you know. And then I'll
Okay.
be like,
Clink,
okay, now I'm
clink, clink, clink.
that's it sounds a little different, right?
Well, yeah, but yours
Okay.
sounds different too. Like,
Sure, but yours makes sort of like a clinking sound.
yours sounded like a thud, thud, thud sound.
It was a
I'm
thud
not
sound
giving
for
you-
sure.
I'm not giving you grief.
That's no grief. I'm just we're just learning about each other a little bit here. So your
You're
hand
being weird.
clanks, your hand clanks, my hand thuds. Okay.
Well,
And,
please slap my gloves on.
Oh, okay, sure. It thuds when you do have your glove on.
Yeah.
Okay. And it protects you from calluses because your hands can get calluses on them.
That dad wears them. That's what he always says.
Sure.
Better
You ever
to be
had calluses
safe
on your
than
hands?
sorry. No, because I wear my gloves. Because I
Mhm.
listen to my dad.
Okay.
He's really smart.
Sure.
Not as smart as my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't cook very well, but he's real
Yeah.
smart. You know
Sure.
what? He sewed these pants. Did you
What?
see all the pockets in my pants?
There's a lot of pockets in your pants.
There are.
They're cool. They're cool jorts.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's what we call them back in where I'm from.
Like
Jorts.
back in the olden times, like 40 some years ago, they called them jorts.
Yeah, like 40 some years ago, they called them jorts.
Man, you know a lot of stuff. No wonder you're kind of a teacher.
Yeah, I'm sort of a teacher. It's a little bit
Cool,
of a step
man.
down.
Did I-
But yeah.
Did I like pass?
Kind of. I mean, you haven't had been confronted by any fears, so
I know it's weird.
Sort of
I'm
a
afraid
it's
of a
sort
lot
of
of stuff.
yeah. I don't know. Has anything scary ever happened to you?
Not really.
No.
I mean, one time the goats got out of the pen, and I
Mhm.
thought I was going to get in real big trouble.
Uh-huh.
But like, I offered to go get him. They went into this cave, but
Okay.
Dad was like, "No, we don't go in the cave."
Huh.
I want a T-shirt with Joshua Bixby's face on it. It says, "I love a human child." That is the best.
Well, did you listen to your
so
dad,
I-
or did you go into
Well,
the cave?
I went in because it was like my fault.
Mhm. Okay.
And I got 4 out of the 6 out. I don't know where the other 2 went. When I came back, Dad was real mad, and he and Mom had a conversation while I had to shovel the stuff out of the pen. You know the stuff I'm talking about. The stuff.
Shit.
You can't say that word.
I can. I'm an adult. I'm 47 years old. Like,
But oh man, don't say it loud or I'm gonna get in trouble.
You won't get in trouble. You will if you say it, though. So don't say it.
Okay, well, the stuff,
Mhm.
the sh blank blank t word, and they made me go shovel all that,
Mhm.
and I thought I was gonna get grounded or punished,
Mhm.
and they were just like, "Don't ever do that again. Don't like make us worried about you. Bad things
Sure.
can happen." And I
Sure.
was like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I love you." And then I hugged him real hard. And I
Mhm.
popped Dad's back because it was bothering him. But like,
Huh.
yeah, I mean, that scared them and scared me because they were
Sure.
scared.
That's a
But
scary
like,
time. Losing a goat.
yeah, it's super scary.
Um,
Oh, look,
Yeah.
there's a dark cave of goats over there. I can see it. If we
You can
do,
see
if you pretend.
Oh,
like
you're lying. No,
I'm
let's
not-
do it. Let's try it. Let's
I
try
was
hard.
trying
You're
to
fine.
help you, like, be a better
Okay.
teacher. I'm
No.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll learn how to be a better teacher by teaching, and you'll learn to be a better student by studenting. So let me ask you this. Maybe we're approaching this from the wrong angle here. Is there anything you don't remember? Any times in your life that you just can't remember? Any blank spots?
He looks up and he looks like lost.
Eric,
And he
let's
just
have
stares.
that
He just stares blankly.
sort of puts
You feel-
like a hand on his back, like
And you feel a
reassuringly.
hand. You feel a hand
Not
on your
creepy.
shoulder. You feel a hand on your shoulder. And Cassandra says, "Maybe we should stop."
He'll pat him on the back and say, "Hey, good effort today. You okay, buddy?"
God damn it, chat. He stops and he
Kidding?
kind of looks at you and he goes, "What are we talking about?"
We're just trying to get this exercise to work, but I guess I'm not a good enough teacher yet. So
Oh, he
you-
looks at Cassandra and he goes, "He's the best. He knows
See.
so much.
get
He
smart.
knows." Did you know these were called jorts? Who knew?
Mhm.
She's like, "Very, very good, Joshua. Mr. Bigsby, you can sit down." He says, "Okay." And she pulls you aside and she's like, "Mr. Montgomery, that was excellent work. You pushed as far as you could without pushing too far."
Great.
Now,
Cool.
she pulls you and Twig aside and says, "Who would you like to work with next?" We
While
have time
he's
for one more.
while
apiece.
he's deciding, he will he'll sort of kind of discreetly shoot finger back toward Biggs and cast heroism on him.
Okay.
So he's imbued with bravery for the next minute. Feels super brave, and he also has 4 temporary hit points.
He's like kind of like sing, you know, like when little kids get like sing-songy and kind of like just
Mhm.
super full of motion and energy. He's kind of
Mhm.
doing that,
Okay.
and he's singing a made-up song about jorts. I learned my pants are called jorts. The best for swinging an axe. I go in the woods. I knock down the trees. Not afraid of anything.
So I think Eric will take on is it Aragord, dwarf?
Aragord, yep.
Yeah.
Twig, who would you like to work with? There's Analoof, Tillis, Shell. Those are the last ones.
Which one was the tiny, almost goblinoid?
Shell.
Okay.
So let's start then with Twig. Twig, you over, and Shell is sitting and like meditating.
How does it look like it's going?
Really well, like almost too well.
I want to do an insight check to see if they're sleeping. And I'm really glad I rolled a natural 20 on that one.
Without even moving, she's like, I can hear your heart beating from over there. So if you're trying to scare me, I'm afraid it's not going to work. I've already constructed 73 ways that I can disarm you. And by disarm, I mean injure your arms to the point that you can't do anything.
You're not going to like rip them off, are you?
Oh no, I would just incapacitate you.
All right. I guess I'd still have them, so that's something. You seem to be doing really good over here.
Well, I've spent a long time learning to control myself.
So you've just sitting over here conquering your fears?
Oh, no. I'm just relaxing. And she like moves her hands and you see the ethereal essence form like a little stick figure fight scene, like choreographed fight scene. And she's just like, I've been doing small mental exercises.
So as they're moving their arms, do they have the glow?
They do have the glow.
Excellent.
And you can hear the theme song from Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
That's excellent. So have you tried to face your fear yet?
She kind of looks for a second, looks up, and she says, I believe I know what I'm afraid of.
What's that?
Can I tell you something?
That's why I'm here.
I don't know how to say this without sounding braggadocious in any way, shape, or form, so I think I'll just say it. I am a child of destiny.
Oh.
I am here to defeat a great evil, and in the process will lose my life. I was born, bred, and trained to do this. My fear is that when the moment comes, I won't be up to the task. That perhaps the elders misread the prophecy and maybe it was to be one of my siblings. But then I think about it and I know that's not true.
Well, I mean, maybe
Not yet, warrior. Not yet.
Maybe you just have to train real hard, or maybe you just need some friends to help you.
maybe. And you see, like, in her hand, you see a you see her, and she's fighting a dragon. As a monk, she's fighting a full-size dragon.
Gotta go for the
And
eyes.
every time in the scenario that's running over and over in her hand, she loses.
What if you had some friends in there?
But it is not their destiny. This is mine.
But you don't have to fight alone.
Make me a persuasion check, please.
That is a 16.
She kind of leans towards you and says, I do not have friends. I have siblings and training partners. But because I best most of them, they do not want to be my friend.
Just gotta be a better winner. I'll be your friend.
I'm a gracious winner, but I just don't lose.
We'll see about that.
She takes a breath and she says, she stands up and she bows and she says, my name is Shell.
I shall. I'm Twig. And then I'll bow.
Hello, Twig. Have we completed our exercise?
I mean, did you see anything come out of the fog?
All I saw was what I shared in my hand. My fear.
Well, I mean, you made a friend, so that'll help. Just gotta put me in your little scenario.
She takes a deep breath and she reopens her hand. And this time you both get flame broiled by a dragon. But this time the dragon has 5 heads,
That's a lot of heads.
each of a different color.
We're gonna need more friends.
She looks at you and she says, friends are hard. It is a technique I do not understand.
It's all right. We can work on it.
Okay. Over with
Eric Ward.
Eric and Aragord. Aragord is leaning on his flying broom, kind of filing his nails very cleanly.
So, Aragord.
Aragord Reinhardt here.
I know
Hello.
you announced it earlier. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm Eric Montgomery, one of the guidance counselors here. If I'm your counselor and haven't set up an initial meet and greet with you yet, I do apologize. The scheduling rooms are offline.
You are either a very, very tall dwarf or a very old human.
I am a middle-aged human who looks 20 years younger than he should. So I
You have a fine
Actually,
beard.
it's a good beard.
It is a good beard.
I aged
Not as good as
specifically.
mine is growing into, and he does the waxy mustache thing.
Mhm. Sure, yeah, you know.
So, what has our prodigious teacher instructed you to assist me with? Not that I need assistance.
Oh, the thing. Have you had your the manifestation of your fears come out of the dream
I
suit?
don't have. I don't have fears. Fears are for folks who are less talented, less trained.
Hmm.
That's just not me.
Oh, you're just scared of being scared.
I mean, come on. This doesn't work that way. I'm a dwarf.
Sure it does. Fear's healthy. Keeps it's part of survivalism at its most basic, and keeps us alive, all of us. So there's probably some in there. Some people are scared to be scared. Some people are scared to show their emotions, and that can be challenging, particularly depending on how you were raised.
Listen, I am a
Mhm.
master of magic. I don't get scared. I have spells for days.
Sure, you have
Also-
spells that can stop you from being scared, but you would never need to use those if you never got scared, would you? Have you ever used any of those spells?
All the time.
You use the spells all the time. The
Yes.
ones that keep you from being scared.
I don't know what you're trying to prove, but you're starting to anger me. Are you trying to impugn me, sir?
I would never impugn you. I'm just curious. So you obviously you gotta practice spells to be good at them, right? That makes sense. So what are some situations where you found yourself using those spells?
Well, I have assisted in warding off a Grimlock incursion. I have destroyed a Grell. I helped fight an entire army of the undead. Need I go on? I don't want to bore you with all my accomplishments because I could
Sure,
go
I
on
mean-
forever.
I mean, it's like a 45-minute class, so we should probably keep that brief. But so have you ever had to use those spells on yourself?
Well, yes, I've cast Mage Armor. I could cast it right now if you
I mean,
wish
the,
to see my acumen.
I mean, the fear prevention ones specifically.
I'm
Simple question. Yes or no?
no.
No? You're telling the truth?
He takes his glove off and he smacks you in the face with it. And he says, "Are you insulting me?
No?
I
That's me.
feel insulted."
Why?
He brushes back his robe and he's got a line of wands on his hip. Perhaps I will show you who should be afraid.
Let's not do that. And Eric will cast Calm Emotions. That's a charisma save of 17.
Crit.
Well, he's still mad then.
Oh, he's pissed. Make me a perception Make me a perception check. Make me an insight check.
To see the ginger ale. I was cocked. Perception is 17.
Make me an insight check. You can keep the 17 if you want.
Sure. Well, if I keep the roll, it's a 22.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you keep the roll since it was my fault. He is very angry, but you get a tell off of him that like his hand going over his wands, his hand is shaking, and the hand that's the same hand he used to slap you with, and it's already turning like yellowish red. Like he hurt his hand doing that.
Eric's gonna. Well, he's still standing. He's taller. He'll just sort of.
Take it
he'll
easy,
just-
bud. Might be a good name for the episode too.
He'll just kind of look Aragorn in the eye with his magnificent beard and Jim Caviezel-ish face, and
You want to
just
intimidate?
he's just going to take a step forward.
Make me an intimidation check, please.
Okay. 15.
He takes a step back and says, "I'm warning you. I am prepared to defend myself."
From what, I'm not attacking him.
You are. He looks down like he's trying to think of something. You're invading my personal space.
I'm your teacher.
You've already impugned my honor,
This is the school.
and I've already showed you I'm serious. I've slapped you. I'm not afraid to do more.
You already broke the rules. You're not allowed to hit a teacher. takes another step forward.
He starts to reach, and he is just shuddering now.
Mhm. Are you sure that you've never been scared?
He goes kind of blank for a moment, and then he lets out a blood-curdling scream and falls to the ground, curling up in a fetal position, just cold sweat, shaking, and just screaming. What would
Eric
you like
will
to do?
Eric will immediately attend to him, and he'll cast. He's going to cast aid. Aid specifically, it gives him 5 temporary hit points, but what he's aiming for is that it bolsters allies with toughness and resolve. So it should kind of.
Or do you want to
back.
aid? Do you want to aid him in a saving throw?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm very good at saving. Actually, he's +4 to his saving throws right now because I'm around him.
He saves his saving throw finally, and you can just hear him saying before he kind of comes to, please stop, I'm sorry, please stop,
Hey,
I'm stop, and then he comes to, and he kind of, his eyes roll back to the front of his head, and he like tries to like kick you away and stand up, and he's instructor, and she like he's throwing a fit. Cassandra walks over, and you can't hear what she's saying. He's pointing at you and almost jumping up and down. He's so angry, and he calms down, and she walks over to you, and she says, "How did that one go, Mr. Montgomery?"
pretty good. Pretty good, actually.
Mr. Reinhardt is saying he's going to be filing a formal complaint with the school.
Well, that's not exactly surprising. I've dealt with diplomats of the same ilk and temperament.
May I give you a piece of advice going forward?
Sure.
If you are only a hammer, everything begins to look like a nail. I believe you to be more of a multifaceted tool, Mr. Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be, she kind of smiles and says, teaching, or at the very least, counseling students, I would suggest tailor-making your instruction and style to the student.
Well,
as someone who has had to do that with a challenging situation with a spouse and 5 very, very challenging children, wonderful in their own ways, but also challenging. This is my suggestion to you as a peer. Take it or leave it, but I wanted to give that to you.
Sure.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, excellent work for a first day. Do not be scared off by this.
I'm not.
She finishes with her students, and you all are standing around, and you get this weird feeling all of a sudden. It's very, very, very uneasy. It's almost like just the ethereal has started to solidify in a spot. And before any of you can do anything, these pseudopods form out of the ethereal into actual physical structure and attempt to strike you. So I am going to roll 2 attacks, one on Eric and one on Twig first. I'm going to fail both times. So what you notice is this mass is beginning to solidify into a blob or an ooze.
Is this part of the lesson plan, Cassandra, or?
She says, no, defend yourselves as I bring us out of our ethereal state. That is an ooze. We should not be dealing with this while in the presence of these younger children. I will need a moment. Can you provide said moment?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
All right,
yeah,
who wants to go? I'll let you two decide who goes first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm the adult. Hey, kid.
I'm an adult.
Get out there. Okay, yeah, Eric. Is Jury sentient, or does Jury have other properties other than being a regular longsword?
Jury
is sentient. Are there any other abilities that Jury provides aside from sentient?
Yes. Let me pull it up again. I thought I told you. If I didn't, I apologize.
It's okay.
No bonuses, but it
Great.
casts Zone of Truth, Detect Evil, and Bless all once per day.
Okay.
Also, it casts Light on you can just say light and it lights up.
It lights up. Okay. Eric is going to take a couple of swings at these rude tentacles who are interrupting class. Not a good vibe, honestly. I feel like someone should have checked out the space before utilizing it for class. But hey, I'm not the teacher here. And so the attacks are I rolled 2 10s, so 17.
So you swing back and through, and it's this weird thing. When you swing, it's like your sword is incorporeal. It goes right through twice. And Jury says, oh, that isn't supposed to happen at all.
No, that seems really unfortunate. Eric will stand in the way so it can't come further in without going through him. And
the small elven boy with the third eye comes over and tugs on your tabard.
A little busy right now. What can I do you for?
It's an ethereal ooze. No solid magic will cause it any harm. Hence the reason I haven't cast any spells. Do you have a mundane weapon?
I have a sentient weapon.
It's not mundane now, is it?
No.
He looks over at Twig. Mundane weapon.
I got a dagger.
That might actually do something. It's your turn, Twig.
Want to go, Twig? You want to do this?
All right. Well, if that's the case, I will attack it with my dagger. Let's see.
While this is going on, Annalif is still talking about this ethereal ooze to you, Eric.
That's
No one knows when they were created, or how they came to be, how they migrated to the ethereal plane, or have found a way to migrate out of the ethereal plane, and are easily able to avoid magical attacks in any way, shape, or form. Just boom, 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 boom. Just kidding you with fact after fact after fact. Twig, you were saying.
It's 25 to hit and
You do hit.
8 damage.
You hit. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 19.
You do damage, but like when you do damage and you punch into this thing with the dagger, you pull the dagger out. What you think is like blood oozes out and sprays, and you can see it's eating the edge of your dagger, like burning it like acid would. So there's like
that's
this
not good.
globular acid in the air.
All right, I just have one attack, so that's my turn.
Cassandra says, 1 moment more, children. It's going to smash at you both with pseudopods. That's a lot, way big, like 4 times better. 24 on Eric and 21 on Twig.
Yeah.
That'll hit me. Yep.
Eric, you take 13. Twig, you take 10 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
I need you both to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 14.
Twig, you take another 3 acid. It's burning through your armor.
I'm going to use my inspiration because that was a shitty roll. That is better. 18.
Eric, you were able to dodge it, but you can see like these tiny little globules of acid come off of it where Twig stabbed the crap out of it.
With his reaction, Eric is going to channel divinity. So I need the ooze to make a DC 17, I assume, charisma saving throw.
What is the effect?
When I channel divinity, it's sorry, I went on the wrong one. It's a wisdom saving throw. On failure, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the amount that it just dealt, or half on a success.
It fails. The radiant light hits it. Nothing happens.
Motherfucker.
And Analyph again pulls at your tabard and says, "As I instructed you, no magic can harm this, whether divine or casted by any type of being. It is simply a null zone for magic."
Great. Well, go tell God. Because
you would be continuing to waste your connection with your deity if you kept casting spells.
I'm not going to.
As an adult, and obviously a fighter of some accord, I'm surprised you do not know these things.
I'm busy.
As am I,
go
telling
back
you
to
the things that will not work for you. This is my attempt to help you. Please take it seriously.
Taking it seriously. Found some mundane shit in my backpack.
As soon as you give him the attitude, he looks at you and he says, "Fine. If you perish, it is your responsibility."
Okay, I'll regret that when I'm dead. Eric throws. Eric is there? Yeah, Eric's up, right? Eric's going to throw 2 mundane ass javelins at this ooze. That's 21.
Well, did you cast this? No, you cast a reaction. That's right.
It was a reaction, yeah. So it's a 19 and a 21 to hit with
both hit.
Main ass javelins. All right.
Twig, are you still in melee range?
Yep.
Okay, you need to make me 2 saving throws. Also, an excellent name for the episode. We'll go tell God then.
Go tell God.
All right. Well, I got a natural 20 and
then
a
you're
24.
Fine. You're fine. Natural 20, you easily slink out of the way of these droplets in the air.
Are you there, God? Some kid is telling you not to cast spell anymore. I rolled 2. That's a total of 10 mundane piercing damage.
When you did that, it's like, again, globules of acid are flowing through the ether now. Analyph looks at you, Twig, and he says, "I believe our teacher is ready for us to leave. If you would inform your friend before he makes any further errors, I'll meet you there." And he walks away with his hands behind his back very confidently.
All right, Eric, let's get out of here.
Josh is standing there and he goes, "Oh no, you just did the thing! You can't do the thing!
You can't
Don't do the thing!"
be cool, Biggs.
He says, "Oh man,
Be cool.
well, just don't do the thing." He's like waiting for you. He's like, "Don't do the thing."
I'll teach you how to.
Is everybody else already leaving?
Yes, everyone else is moving through.
Okay.
You
Good.
all wake up back in the lecture hall.
Is everyone okay?
Everyone seems to be okay. There's definitely some people that are a little more shook up than others. But everyone seems okay. At the end, Cassandra says, "I'm going to dismiss your class and give you the rest of your time. Today was very trying, but it should be. We're setting a baseline for what works for you and trying to find out what may not. So don't be afraid if you need to decompress to speak to your counselor. If you need to speak with me, you can always come find me. I'll be in the Omniversarium.
And if I'm your counselor, again, I apologize if I have not set up an initial meet and greet. The scheduling rooms have been offline. But I will do it as soon as I possibly can."
She says, "I will ensure that they're back online for Mr. Montgomery's
Thank you.
information he passed to all of you." Class dismissed.
Thank you, Mr. Uncle Malice.
Thank you, Mr. Twig Swift Strike.
And then Twig will head out with everybody.
All right, so you guys all, anything you want to do while you're heading out?
I want to check on Shell to see how she's doing.
As you're leaving, you stop Shell and she looks at you and she says, "I was just getting ready to go practice, kind of clear my head. Would you like to accompany me?"
Okay, we'll see if you can lose.
She smiles and she says, "We'll see if you can walk afterwards."
Oh boy.
Eric, a homunculus lands on your shoulder.
Hello.
The headmistress of mirrors would like to see you.
Nigella? Is that what she's calling herself?
Hey, I don't make the rules. That's the title. I just
Okay. I just want to be
do my job. Don't make it
I
more
don't want to
difficult
get a bunch
than
of
it has
shit when I go see her if she's got a new title. Okay, yeah, I'll go. Thanks. Good job out there.
Hey, you're welcome. I can show
Like
you if you
you.
want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, not me? Oh, so what am I, chopped liver? Fine, and it flies away.
What's happened?
So you make your way over to Nigella's office, and she says, "Come in, shut the door behind you."
Okay. He does. Has a seat. There are seats.
There are seats. So apparently you've already been telling everyone you're going to be a counselor. It's great. I'd already planned on that happening. Obviously, I can't have a 40-year-old. Is that what you are, 40-year-old?
I'm 40. I'm 47 chronologically, and I'm 27 physically.
27-year-old physical in his prime person who saved my life, and she jumps over the table on you, and we go to black. Amulet, you and Savannah head back to the open house from your class. Anything you would like to do?
I have to show Erlen where the good snacks are.
As you guys are walking back, he's like, "She ruined my bat."
Yeah, I tried to
was-
get it back.
But it was kind of like, I mean, it was kind of cool.
No, but see, now you can tell everyone you did it. Like these are because you're in battle.
But they know I didn't.
If they don't know you, they don't know.
So like, I don't want to just flat out lie.
Well, then we need to practice, and then you can make your own dents in the bat.
Well, it's not dented. There's daggers in it. There's holes. I have to figure out how I'm going to redo this. I'm just saying that Krellis, that was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't appreciate it, but it was pretty cool.
I mean, I guess. He was kind of mean, but I don't like mean.
I kind of felt like all the girls in that class were kind of mean.
You know, girls
I
can
mean,
be mean.
you and your friend are cool. I think she's a girl. I don't know. But she was nice, at least nicer than Mosana Momocup. What a show off!
Yeah, between you and me, I'm hoping to dethrone her one day. Shh, don't tell her.
Well, I mean, she kind of sucks. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be number 1, and she's gonna be number 2, and she's gonna hate it.
Well, can I tell you something then, friend of mine?
Okay.
You might be number 2 to this guy. Because I think if I'm number 1, then some folks may start to notice.
Well, sounds like a challenge then. Bring it on.
He puts his hand out. He spits in his hand. He goes to shake hands. He goes, let's get some food.
Yes.
Savannah, was there anything you wanted to do? Did you want to stop back at the Heartless on your way?
Yes, I think I would like to stop back at the Heartless. Before
Hey, if you come for the Bumble Cup, you best not miss. That's all I'm gonna say.
she just
So
kind of like,
it was in chat.
oh, perfect. Yeah, did the Tabaxi, is he okay before I go anywhere?
Very cold shoulder to you now.
Oh, that is disappointing. Okay, to the ship. So,
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
I did nothing wrong to this Tabaxi.
she does not understand. She will find a way to make it up to him. Maybe baking is something she could do. Anyway, yeah, let's stop back at the ship.
Okay, you stop back at the remains of the Heartless. What would you like to do?
I'd like to see if I can complete the drawing using the chalk that I took earlier.
You realize you can't complete that drawing because the part where it would finish is gone. But you do have plenty of room to draw it somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's find a space where it looks like maybe we could recreate it.
You draw a circle and a keyhole opens up.
Excellent. I have the keys. Let's open it. Let's see what happens.
You put a key in slowly but surely. You hear a lock pop and the door swings open into your father's workshop.
Excellent. This is wonderful. I'm gonna look around a little bit for something if I can.
It's just as you remember it. You
Perfect.
know this workshop. This was your home.
Okay.
Also, make me an Arcana check.
Ooh. That's gonna be a 14.
You're pretty sure that you can open one of these doors anywhere where you can draw a circle.
Amazing. Oh, that's even better. I want to try and find my cat's being annoying. I want to try and find some things to maybe fashion some kind of vocal modulator that would allow Savannah to speak.
I don't believe like artificing is your
No.
area of expertise. You're pretty
No.
sure you can start something, but you're not sure you could finish it. The lucky thing is, there's a lot of people that probably could.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Okay. She'll gather the things to at least get it started. Maybe pack a little bag of things from the lab, and go ahead and leave. She's going to try to leave it as she found it and exit out.
When you shut the door, you brush a spot in the circle and the keyhole disappears.
Perfect. Good, because we don't want anyone getting suspicious. She's going to actually try and just smudge
You-
away some of the
You
chalk.
easily smudge it away. It surprisingly goes away very easily. And you actually, when you do it, you see the particles from the chalk flow through the air back onto the piece of chalk.
Neat. All right. This has been a very fruitful day, except for the stabbing incident.
Except
That
for the
was
stabbing.
less than optimal.
We moved to Bytopia. Akko, it took you a couple days to get ready, but Baz basically finally gave you the green light to go up to the top of Bytopia. And speak to the unruly snake spirit.
Snake spirit. Unruly.
You still want to go?
Yeah. Easy. Easy.
You head up, and there's a massive cave. And it's full. There's like a full-size marsh inside this cave. It takes you like a full day to go up the spire, but it's relatively quiet. I mean, you see a lot of wildlife, but like no one else is traveling the spire up.
I feel like Akko gets to the top and he is like panting, but he kind of like stands really casually, like he's just doing hyena stuff instead of being like.
So you get there, and this cave is menacing. Do you just want to go in? What do you want to do?
Akko is going to use his tracking skills to get like a lay of the land.
There is
like
a
nature
full-blown marsh swamp inside this cave. It's like a biome inside a biome.
He thinks it's pretty cool. He's very familiar with swamps, having lived most of his life in one. But yeah, can you use like survival to kind of look for advantageous positions and signs of where this spirit might be or what it might be up to, that kind of thing?
In the middle of this swamp in a cave, there is a kind of ruined temple. Like columns, and like a main building, and then a massive stairwell down. And it's dripping, and there's moss everywhere. It's actually really humid in here. There's a low fog everywhere.
Does it look newly ruined or does it look old?
This place looks unfathomably old.
Okay, so like he doesn't get the sense that like they're pissed because this spirit fucked this temple up. Okay, he will. Sorry, you were gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump really quick over to Storm Song. Charity, you're still in. I don't want to say you're inside Mr. Magnar, but you're kind of inside Mr. Magnar.
Gross.
You're in full-blown Magnar mode. Last time we were together, Magnar's like, we can cause a whole lot of problems. What do you want to do?
First things first, we need to make sure that the floor is cleared. And that means we need to get everybody on this floor out. And we need to make our way to
The tower, like the actual tower portion of this building, because that is where everybody is going to be. And she'll explain this to Magnar.
But here's the thing, buddy, pal. I'm gonna need you to make sure the short girl with the long, like white silver hair, really cute face, like big eyes. Yeah, don't touch her. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can touch other people, I think I'll be fine.
Okay, yeah. Touch good. Throw, great. Maim, maybe a little bit. Let's try to like cap it there, buddy. Yeah.
Charity, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Christ. Why? Why do you hate me? 14.
He goes, but Charity, and before he can finish it, you say, almost in his voice, say, but I'm so hungry. And now we'll go back to Bytopia. You go in,
I
Akko.
hate it.
Akko, you go in. You go into the temple.
Yes.
There is a massive serpentine form. Like the actual width of the snake is as big as you are.
Little
And
small.
you hear a very soft voice say, "Are you another one of Baz's runners to tell me I'm being bad?"
Feel like yes. Is why I came here, but don't have to be.
Oh, I'm so bored.
Bored?
I've been here for a long time now, and paradise is actually boring. I'm bored.
Can't
Little
understand.
trouble never hurts anyone. And then you hear little footsteps behind you, and you feel a dagger in your back. And say, "Oh, he know, little trouble never hurt a big dog." That's where we're going to end.
What? You're a real piece of shit.
I am. Also, fuck you, Nightbot. All right, go around the table. Tell people what you got going on, who you be with. You know the drill.
We know the drill. I'm Shannon. You can find me online. I would normally have you follow me on TikTok, which you should still do, but I am taking part in a TikTok silence until mid-September to support BIPOC creators. So still follow me at Tangled Adventurer on TikTok and come check out some really awesome things that I've been sharing over there. There's tons and tons of nerdy content created by BIPOC creators that I'm trying to elevate over on the platform. You can also follow me under the same tag on Instagram. Find me all over the place. You can find me in addition to that every other Thursday right here on Known World United, where I'm not sitting in this seat. I'm sitting right over there where your King Ginger sits. And I am hosting the Love Lost Chronicles. We just started. So if you haven't caught up or you're worried about like getting into it, now's a real good time because shit got real weird at the end of the first session. So
weirder than the first episode?
I mean, yeah.
That literally caused myself and everyone watching to get real hungry.
It was oddly it was very hunger inducing. Feel free to
Who's
catch
hungry
us
now?
here. I'm not hungry. I don't want to talk about hunger with the current charity situation. That is some BS. Do not want, do not pass go. I will
big snacks in this case.
big
He's hungry.
snacks.
You need Big Debbie snacks. But please still support her daughter, Little Debbie, and her small business.
Large Deborah. I'm also gonna post in the chat because it's me. I gotta like shout out something different and nerdy every single time I'm here because I'm annoying. It is Disability Pride Month, and yeah, bitch is disabled. So I wanted to share a really cool resource called D&D Disability on Shopify, and these wonderful folks have come up with some really great 5e materials that you can use, including things like a service mimic if you have a character who needs some kind of guide creature. You want a service mimic? They got you covered. You want some really cool mobility aids that are going to help your character navigate Faerun or whatever land you're in? Check it out. I posted it in the Twitch. It's dnddisability.myshopify.com. Check it out. Support some disabled creators on this Disability Pride Month. And now I'll shut the hell up.
Can you throw that link in the private chat so Ben can throw it out?
Yes.
I don't think it liked you.
It probably didn't.
It hates everybody.
Oh, no one World United posted it.
Yeah, well, that's because, yeah,
Well done.
there we go. I did a thing.
You can talk and take up all my time because I'm Cassandra and you can't find me anywhere.
Except here.
Except here every 2 weeks. So come
And
back.
right here.
Oh, right there.
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at CubicleZombie. In addition to finding me here, you can find me here tomorrow for Little Drakewind Falls. Wednesday, you can't find me. I'll be recording something. It'll come out later.
What will the boys do? They got themselves stuck in hyperspace, not on purpose, with no
Not my
coordinates.
fault. Not my fault.
This is
Not
so
my-
not this
bad.
time.
We had to add an episode just so I can figure out how the fuck this is gonna work. So,
I mean,
Well,
maybe
you
we all
know.
die and you don't need episode 4. We'll find
Boys
oh
out.
my
really-
gosh.
Boys really
It
borked
is-
that shopping episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a wild ending to the first episode.
So good.
No, second was that the second episode?
That was the
What's
second
Number 2.
episode.
I'm so I can't wait for this miniseries to come out because that was bonkers. So
Wouldn't have it any other way.
ooh.
I'm Warrior. You can find me at WarriorMN. You can also find me where Nate just said, because I'm on both of those things.
Places.
Tomorrow, I'm playing a very chill Minotaur, who you had a good time last time. It was pretty.
Do you want to let the cat out of the bag about what's going to happen in 2 weeks, or do you want to keep that under wraps?
About how ink dies off screen before.
What?
Is that the cat that's going
Running
into the
ink
bag? I guess that's the cat going into a bag. Not.
Well, I mean, maybe it's dead. Maybe it's not dead. Who knows?
Yeah, I can spill
Sir.
beans. Spoiler alert. After this episode, I will no longer be playing Eric. Eric has kind of transitioned to a McDreamy / McSteamy teaching role. And I'm going to go back to playing a kid. So I will be playing a new character.
New
Sweet and still active.
new old character.
Oh.
New slash- But not
I'm
old
super
like
excited
Eric,
for this.
Old like
No.
the character. But
Yeah. not a 47 and a 24-year-old body in a child's class.
mhm.
I am your King Ginger. You can find me next week on Tiny Ming. In 2 weeks here, Wednesday, running the third part of what is now a 4-part Star Wars. Friday, unless I'm needed, Thursday on Love Lost Chronicles, I won't be there. But Friday, I will be bad at games. Last week it was Empire at War, which I was real bad at. I don't know what it'll be this Friday. Maybe we might play a Telltale game, and we can just take the chat. We'll make the decisions. Who knows?
Ooh.
And then Sunday prep school with Mighty Matt Lind, and we are prepping. Let me grab my calendar since we actually made a calendar because calendars. We will be prepping. We'll be prepping Monster Hearts
Oh.
because I am going to run a Monster Hearts miniseries that is based on creepy country songs.
Hey.
So every episode will take place in a different decade with the same characters if they survive.
Oh, hey.
Kind of like if anyone watched Fear Street, it'll be a little like that.
That's cool. I forgot to mention I got waylaid by my surprise spoilery announcements. I have picked streaming back up a little bit, so I'm on here and there. So go follow me at WarriorMN on Twitch. So twitch.tv/WarriorMN. I have been streaming mostly Apex Legends lately, and also some Red Dead Online. So
Ooh.
please feel free to stop by. I don't have a set schedule yet. There's a lot of things kind of up in the air, but I'll probably be around like Thursday, Friday, or one of the weekend days. But I'll put it on my
maybe,
Twitter. But if you follow right now, don't get an update letting you know I went live.
Maybe we can do some Friday night collabs there, Warrior.
Sure. Yeah, I'm
Sweet.
down. As long as I can play it on my PlayStation, because I don't have a gaming PC. I'm good.
Neither do I.
Apex
like-
Legends.
I was like,
Fortnite,
come on, hold together, baby. Please hold together.
Destiny. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you play some serious games. I'm playing like real weird stuff.
I like weird stuff. I've been in for my chill time. Well, actually, Red Dead Online is super chilly. It's super chill. It's like just go right around on your horse, pick some herbs, kill a fox.
Might have
You
to
know.
go back to Godhood Friday, where the sexy binks rule,
Ooh.
where you're a god and you
Mhm.
start basically a cult. It's great.
That
A
sounds
civilization cult. Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
for
really
even
cool.
more unwinding, I've been playing Unpacking, which is a super cute,
Wow.
pixely vibe game where you sort of learn about the character's life through unpacking their stuff as they move into different places over the course of their life.
It's
pretty
super
dope.
cute.
It's
I was
super
just
cute.
gifted that by a friend.
It's
That
super
is
cute.
that sounds like a sociological thing we did in college, where you would get a bag of garbage and you'd have to figure out who they are based upon the garbage. It was awesome. It was one of my favorite
Yeah.
things.
It's probably got some of that. It's way less, than like the Stanford experiment, though, as far as psychological tests go. It's super cute.
Doki Doki Literature Club. It is not.
No. I don't think there are any horrible surprises in this. I hope there aren't.
So
Unless
that's
like
what
the
we-
last thing you unpack is your grave.
Oh God.
Ooh.
But probably
No,
not.
thank you.
But probably not. Probably not. It's probably just a modest 2-bedroom house. Yeah.
On that note,
Oh God.
I hope that you take the time to check out the all of a sudden my brain just turned off, the D&D disability, as someone along with Cassandra who works in that field and as someone who has a TBI. It's extremely important that our games are representative of our populace. So make sure you give this definitely worthwhile. Go check out Drakewind Falls. Please go check out the Love Lost Chronicles. These are excellent shows that are being brought to you by even better people, telling you fantastic stories. Speaking of that, if you want to be a part of things and want to jump in, people have games that are looking for players. So don't hesitate to contact any of us, even if you go through Diamond Dave Wheeler to do so, if you don't have the ability to contact us directly. Otherwise, thank you as always for hanging out on a Monday night, for being amazing, for also when it comes to Mitch, Shaggy, Super Spike, thank you for your contributions to this session and some of the reoccurring characters that you helped create. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Thank you.